Welcome to the episode of For the Culture Podcast, soccer podcast for us, by us. Talk about intersection of black culture and soccer. 1, 2, 3, 4. Team Chocolate, baby!
You on Red Bull tonight, baby.
Yeah, man. Got your boy here, Grego here. Got Mayor Kane up here in the house. We'll deal with you, bro.
Glad to be back.
Indeed. And of course, the Cultureverse keeps spinning tonight. We got one of our dearest homies, the host of Can I Kick It, host of River City 93, the capital boss of all things Richmond soccer.
Get some titles right. You gotta do an awesome show to go argue with your baby mama and not me. There you go. It's good.
The president of the Jamaican national team of America fan club. And then, of course, to opposite me down here on the bottom right, you know, it's game tape Ty. You know the most. If y'all haven't already heard the new Silk Sonic album, just know that Fly Like Me was written with Ty in mind. It just had to happen.
Which is funny because I'm always in a sweatshirt when I'm on this thing. I'm always in a hoodie in these.
Yeah.
And then I transform and I see I'm wiping them.
Because
right now, if that was a supporters group, it would be named Silk Sonic. Ty would be the capital.
Because believe it when I tell you, like, if y'all haven't heard that album yet, just know that is full taco meat content, all of it, like chest hairs all out. I mean, that's about at least a good 5 button minimum, all the way down, at least 5.
It is the no button rule, actually. That's the no button album.
We gotta
have one for
wife
solidarity.
to actually listen to the album.
Like, it's short, but at the same time, it's dope. It's dope. So there's like 9 songs, I think. So not 8, including that intro. But yeah, man, it's absolutely the dopeness. Of course, it took like 84 years for it to finally come out, but you know what? It was worth it. It was worth it. But yeah, man, we recorded this Tuesday. Of course, we are fresh from the USA Jamaica World Cup Qualifier. Of course, we had USA Mexico on Friday, and we even had a culture correspondent. Ty was there, field level up in there, just in catching the whole vibe. Man, I'm like, I'm just glad that you're able to make it on. Like, cause the way everybody was acting Friday night, I'm surprised that there were a whole bunch of arrests, people streaking, all that shit. What you got, man?
I got a question for Ty, and I always got a question for Ty.
He always
Ty,
does.
how does it feel to be the highest ranking black man in USMNT, but also the highest ranking black man in America that can tell a whole bunch of drunk white people to do something and they listen?
Drink for that one.
Oh God!
I had not thought in that context.
Of course you have it. You're a capital.
That's why we keep Yogi around.
I mean, first of all, I've said this several times. I'm not the highest ranking. That goes our
Ty, don't get
Jones. We have Zach Steffen. We have
Ty. They
Frazier
don't count. We talking about civilian black men.
Well, it's either him or the homie Donald Wine. It's neck and neck at this point.
Donald Wine retired. He down there. Time to do Donald Wine, okay?
No, Donald was down there in Jamaica today, so he's still knee deep in the game.
Donald's for the older generation. He for the 40 and up. Time for the 20.
It's not that old.
No, I watched Donald do his thing at USA Costa Rica because I had it was him and then our Nordica capo John Lavelle. I watched them rock a section. Donald is a G. Like, he's a legit G. So, yeah, Donald's that dude.
Yeah, he's still knee deep. I'm still trapping. Of course, he actually managed to miss the Cincinnati game, but I know he shout out to one of my old homies, Joe and Millie down in Florida. I know they got married over the weekend. That's why he missed the Cincinnati game. But yeah, he was right back at it today down in Jamaica. But yeah, let's get a bit. Of course, thank you guys for checking us out on your favorite podcast apps: Audio Boom, Spotify, Anchor, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, all of them. And then, of course, the FTC YouTube channel. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, leave some comments, leave some feedback. We like to know that we're doing all right, or if we suck, tell us what's up. You know what I mean? But so let's flip a coin. Are we starting with Jamaica tonight, or are we starting with Mexico? I mean, like, because
that was your actual win. Start off with that.
I would say start with USA Jamaica, just so I can like get filled in. I want to make sure that
That's how you know Todd don't watching soccer. That's how you know Todd is just here for fucking vibes. You can never know that. Todd is just here for vibes.
Fucking dang it.
I'm so mad. Actually, so like two of the supporters, we had a meeting during the game, and we sat there at one point, and he was like, "Why did we make this meeting during the match?" And I was like, "In our defense, we thought it was later. Like we did think it was later. It happened at 5:00. But yeah, I want to know what happened. I saw way of score. Like I was watching that part.
Yeah, that part looked good. That part looked good.
Yeah, but I don't know much about the rest. And for the record, I do watch pretty much every game. We just, I'm human. I messed up the scheduling this time. Let your boy live.
Also, he was recorded with Silk Sonic.
Oh, that also has priority.
But here's my question, Yogi. Was this Antonio's first break with Jamaica finally? Because I know trying to get him in has been work, and him finally getting a chance to play, it was we got Antonio in the house, and he ain't disappoint.
Yeah, them hamstrings stood together. I'm actually very proud of it. I think Phil, our friend out of Chicago, who's a West Ham fan, for taking care of him. I'm trying to think. I think he might have scored one other time, a couple other times, but
this is the second
this
goal.
is definitely the biggest goal thus far that he scored.
So he has been capped before. So before.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think during the Gold Cup he got capped. But
I know that because I watch soccer, so I know that.
Oh man, but no. It was first of all, the man of this whole international break is definitely Tim Weah. Between the assist against Mexico, and the goal today, like he is
play for Jamaica.
Like
that depressed me when I heard his mother was Jamaican.
Oh, she is.
American?
Wow.
Yes.
So that means he could have been Liberian. He could have been French. He could have been American, and he could have been Jamaican.
Bro, he chose a country that thinks green bean casserole is a good dish. He had 3 other countries to choose from for good food.
I mean, there's good food here. Just all depends on where you're at. It ain't Richmond.
Well, it damn sure ain't where he playing at now.
And France is different. So that's a whole different culture for all that. Even though I've heard good things, but yeah. So we had Weah open up the scoring today, and then Mikel Antonio that was a rocket. That was a rocket.
Yeah, that was. It was no way Steffi could have saved that.
Yeah.
It's funny, those are one of those shots that as a coach, you see a player wind up like that, and you're immediately like, why? But when it works out, you're like, that's my guy. Y'all see what he did? That's my guy.
Yeah. So. That's my dog. That's my dog. But after that, I'll say at least for the U.S., especially considering that U.S. agent didn't start again this game. I was definitely disappointed in how the second half effort came, because it felt like when the game was tied up in the first half, the U.S. was still playing as if they wanted to try to get a go-ahead goal. And the second half, it was just you went just in terms of energy, and just energy just kept getting lower and lower and lower. And one thing that I happen to notice, because of course I know last month it was all about Ricardo Pepi and riding that literal Pepi train. at some point you gotta take him out and get someone else, and it's like, who are you going to have behind Pepe? And the one thing that I suggested, which Yogi flatly checked me on, was Daryl DK, because you need something behind him, something.
I mean, I would say.
I'll let Yogi go.
I will say this. I think the USMNT did an okay job tonight.
Yeah.
Like, you got the point on the road in the office, which is a tough place to play already. Mm-hmm. I also think that from the lineup that Greg went to into the game, it's only 2 windows, so it's not going to be a massive amount of turnover. I think the guys just got tired. But I think I think they got tired. Now, granted, don't get me wrong, they got away with some because it should have been a goal, and Bobby Reed should have scored. But I think you did enough to get the point you needed. It's not the end of the world. You're still in the top 3 in qualifying. Meanwhile, Jamaica is 7 points, and we're about to get eliminated next month when we play Mexico. So, would you rather be in our space?
I'm not one of those people who try to just act as though the world is falling down every time the U.S. doesn't win, because there's definitely that contingent out there, and it just absolutely just boggles my mind, because the U.S. has never been that team. It just hasn't. But at the same time, I mean, given how, like I said, like you compare it to how we were playing on Friday, and like I said, even like how we started the game today, like I said, it literally looked like we just ran out of gas, and that's where you have to figure, especially we're still working with 5 subs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, there's enough subs available to where we can utilize our depth and be like, okay, even if things aren't working right initially, we have enough players on the bench that we can still, turn up the gas in the second half, and it just did not happen really at all. And so, like, at least as far as that goes, like I said, I'm a little bummed, but again, like you said, Yogi, it's 1 point, it's no way point, and we already beat them once at home, so it's like, yeah, like it's okay, it's not the end of the world, and we're still, I don't think we're in danger of falling below second, even depending on what happens tonight with Canada and Mexico. So, I can't really tell. Like, what you thinking, Rashad?
I was gonna say, if I'm not mistaken about tonight, when you spoke about depth, if I'm not mistaken, I think tonight was one of the younger lineups we've used.
Oh, this roster is young, period. So like,
it's young, period. But as far as like who touched the pitch tonight, average age, this is probably one of the younger. This is probably a younger group, especially than the team we saw against Mexico. So you're able to utilize that depth against Jamaica, and get some other guys some work. And keep your top guys, keep them fresh and push on. So, I mean, we're not, like you said, I don't think we're in danger of losing to second, losing our spot. But it was a pretty young team that fought tonight. And, even though it was a draw, they had chances to take the game. So,
I mean, when it comes to like just the overall youth, and of course with youth comes a lot of inexperience. I still keep that in mind with pretty much the majority of this whole World Cup qualifying campaign, because for a lot of these guys, this is their first qualifying campaign, and for a lot of guys, one thing I'm trying to at least hope that they avoid is, I hope that they avoid that Trinidad and Tobago moment where it's like you act like you haven't been anywhere, and then suddenly you in the office, it's like, oh my God, look at all this rain. This is ghetto. This is
I think they already had that moment, low key. I
right.
don't think it was the
No, I agree. I
think they've already had that moment with Panama.
Yeah.
I don't think it was that, like, I don't think it was severe as, like, oh, it's raining. I think it was more just like, we beat Mexico, we won a couple of games, all right, we can take control. And they tried that whole, they just pass it for the sake of passing. And they realize when you get punched in the mouth, like in CONCACAF, like, you're going to get shoved. You're going to get kicked.
Yeah.
Like Jamaica literally played a CONCACAF game where it was like, and that's the thing. I think this USMNT was really lacking because, like you were saying, Mary Kane, like it's a really young roster, but you don't have anyone on the field that's necessarily like, I'm going to destroy and break up play, or I'm going to go get money in the tackle. Mm-hmm. The only player you had that's like that is Weston McKennie. Tyler Adams isn't like that because Tyler Adams is more of a finesse CDM. Yeah, it's a lot. You have a lot of finesse players. So I think like if you had like someone that was a destroyer in that midfield, I think this game takes a totally different time.
I think Musa is that at times, but it's just not consistent.
And I see that.
See, my thought is, to be honest, we just don't have that player yet, and that's fine. Because to be honest, I try to think about this current squad in the lens of where we're going. Right. Because I mean, like we grew up with like all the players and teams through like 2002, 2010, 2014 cycles. It was always older squads, like the guys who've gone there and earned it. And I think really what Greg is doing is kind of starting over and giving these guys like an intro to it, making sure he's putting together a squad that gets results. But honestly, he's building the squad so like when we get to the 2026, these are the guys that have done it and will finally get that quote unquote weathered veteran squad that also has the skills to do it. Because right now, I look at like back in the day, like Mascheroni was like that guy for 2002. You had say Jermaine Jones coming in and being that guy, and then 2014, 2010-ish guys. We just haven't developed them yet. I think Musa is going to find himself being more like a Claudio Reyna type guy with just way more skill as he gets older. Because we forget these guys are still 18, 20. They may have not like grabbed that part of their game yet. They're just
that's the thing with that, because I don't think that you could say that Jermaine Jones at 21 was the same guy at 31, where he was hardened. He was like he had been through life and all that stuff, and was ready to take those type of chances. Whereas like I said, most of those guys right now, like Musa's like 18, 19. Adams is I think 23. I think like it hasn't come yet. So. Yeah. Once it comes and they have that experience behind them, they'll be like, okay, yeah, I know how to regulate, in my area and beyond, and it's a lot easier to navigate.
And that's kind of like the thing, like going back to the DK thing. People see the hype of the goals he's scoring in MLS, but there's a lot of parts of his game that aren't all the way refined yet. He is a freaking bright star, and I always think about him as imagine when he's even 24. Like, he's not even near that. Like, I was standing next to him, what was it, 3 matches ago? And I'm like, this man could literally take my name and I could do nothing about it. And he's not sharpened yet. Imagine him a couple seasons. He's learned his body. He's an American Lukaku in the making. Like, real talk.
Hey, Yogi. Yogi, you notice something? See all these he on first name basis.
Right, he on first name basis with him. He made the club with him, dog. Tom be like, hey, what club y'all want to go to? I got y'all tonight, man. I got y'all. No, but like, I get what Todd's saying about Daryl DK. Like, the thing that pissed me off so much about earlier this summer about Daryl DK is that a lot of the coverage around him the goal was, well, he's not playing like how we thought he would. He doesn't look sharper than the ball.
He was tired.
He looks clumsy. That's the thing. Like, people forgot. People really forget. This man played an entire MLS season. Got transferred to Burnley, played immediately that weekend, got Burnley all the way into the playoffs, and then on top of that,
went right back.
He went
back
to Orlando, played, got for the tournament before. Nations League. He was there for that, and then he played in the Gold Cup. Yeah, like that man literally played. I know people want to talk about what's his name for Barcelona. I can't remember his name right now.
That's
the young midfielder that played like all those games as well.
Oh, Pedri, yeah.
Yeah, like Daryl DK's in the same boat like that. And for a striker with that kind of size, like your body is still growing. Like you got all the energy in the world, but he's getting beat up.
And people forget too, because a lot of people didn't watch those games over in England. The championship is not the finesse game that is the EPL. Oh, no. It is so much more just physical.
It is gully.
He was playing for Barnsley, who, if people don't know, is like Burnley, but on like a food line level. Like, there ain't a whole bunch there.
I mean, just the whole championship grind. Anything below the EPL in England is just get ready for a fight. It's kind of that simple.
It's hard knocks. It's hard knocks. So I respect him for what he's done. That's why I'm telling people, like, give him time, give him rest. Mm-hmm. Honestly, look at that man at 2020, like when he's 23 years old. That's when
we're so quick. We're so quick to just dismiss people like if they have like a bad game. I'm like, no, like as young as we are, like we need to, give this guy a rest and like I said, hopefully, whether it's January or by the end of quals, he's back into the frame because because Pepe's the same thing. Like, even despite the hype, he's just 18. It's like you gotta, you can't rely that much on. Hopefully, we work this out. But of course, we got the culture correspondent Gameday Ty with us. So like, of course, he was in Cincinnati on Friday, and now I know typically USA Mexico, of course, is on the home turf up in Columbus. Of course, they switch things up on the cycle, but I gotta say, Cincinnati brought it. Like I can't complain too much about it. Like they actually did their thing.
It was interesting. So like they definitely did a good job. I think I had to like take myself out of being so used to seeing it in Columbus. But at the end of the day, it provided the two things that we needed: a pro-American crowd, the weather, and then just that platform to have that game on that's elevated. And honestly, like Cincinnati, honestly, outside of their on-field product, there's a lot of things infrastructure-wise that make sense. So it was a fantastic thing. It was a weird game, though. I will say this: for me, it was a weird game the first half. Second half, much better. But the first half, it seemed as if people were nervous. Like Tyler Adams had a lot of like uncharacteristic giveaways in the beginning, and I was like, he was saved by how good Musa was the entire game. But after Tyler like got his feet together, it became like lockdown in there. And Weston, I have enjoyed Weston's just kind of like arc. His personality is showing more and more each game. So like the three of them, I was like, oh, this is it. Like this is it. I still really want to see what this team looks like with like Gio playing. Personally. Yeah. And but beyond
that's still the thing about with who we have, and quite honestly, just the number of spots available is like who's gonna fit at the end of the day, because
I got you already. I got the 11.
What's good?
I got the 11. So this is your 11 if you want to succeed in the FIFA World Cup.
Okay.
Play a 4-3-3. Matt Turner in goal. Okay. You go Anthony Robinson, Miles Robinson, Walker Zimmerman, and Serginho Dest.
Okay.
You go with the MMA midfield of Musa, Adams, and McKinney.
Okay.
You go with a front three. You have Gio, who plays wide.
Wide.
That role.
Left or right?
You have put him on the left.
Okay.
You have Pulisic up top as the center forward.
Okay.
And then you have Timothy Weah out on the left, but his role is to cut in or cut up left. More so cut in because you have Serginho bobbing further up.
Okay. I find that one interesting because it kind of leans into my thinking that eventually Weah is a striker. And I think that as
he is, but he's also your best our best crosser.
Yeah. I think that as his body continues to fill out, and of course, as long as his speed is still there, it's going to be how do you fit him in, especially with Pulisic and Reyna. That's going to be basically going to make or break how if we could actually come close to a World Cup in 2026, because you have him, you got Pulisic, you got Reyna, you got Pepe, you got DK. One of the days you might even have Sargent, and of course there'll still be more coming up. So how that all fits together, especially with the midfield. And like one person that I'm actually liking a whole lot more and more is Aronson. And I'm like, yeah, like you gotta find space for all these guys. And like it's a great problem to have because like we always talk about like how teams like Germany and France have like two teams deep full of players. Yeah. And this is like the first time we really have come close to say like, yeah, we actually got like a whole lot of depth coming in and really haven't even tapped into as much as we probably should, but it's still looking pretty good.
Yeah, because I was gonna say I like the lineup that you have. My tweaks would be is like I obviously would go probably Zach for me personally in goal. But the thing is I would switch in. No, I have my reason for it. I'll come back to that. But I would switch. Columbus? No.
He is that Berhalter.
Yeah, I have a reason. But who's my switch though? I would have Aronson start instead of Weah, and then Weah takes either Aronson or Gio out. Sorry. Weah will take either Aronson or Gio out to bring that like second half spark.
Okay.
That's the only difference I would change.
Okay. You want to take a stab at this a little bit, Rashad, or are you like I'm playing this out?
No. I like where Yogi was going, but I kind of want to see where Cap come off the side and see where he can come sub in. Actually, kind of second half charge, kind of like what we've been saying, fresh legs and everything. So
because like that was something that was very interesting during this break course. Because usually we're used to seeing U.S. agent obviously starting, oftentimes even wearing the captain's armband, but because he's just not coming back with Chelsea, he's and coming off the bench. They were like, hey, let's have him come off the bench here. It worked out pretty well against Mexico, having him come off the bench because he scored that first goal, which off of that cross by Weah, man, put that thing in the Louvre.
Dude, it's funny, like you recognize how the gravity shifts when Pulisic gets on the field. Because most of the teams that have obviously played against him have a respect for him. Like there's just things that he does differently. Like I was talking to a friend of mine, just his touches and how close they are, his center of gravity, like it just shifts things. Like Weah's going to beat you at speed, but like Pulisic can literally slide right past you and you were on his hip. And it's just like completely shifted things. Space opened up everywhere. And I think that's when the game honestly shifted outside of his goal. But it was just like positionally, people had to just pay different attention because he was occupying space that wasn't occupied before. So I said, great result, fun to watch, and it was fun watching those small things. I am becoming a bigger fan of Anthony Robinson. This is like my first time like paying attention to him. Obviously I've watched him play, but like the last 2 or 3 games, I'm becoming more and more of a fan of him, and like even his finding his feet in that game was like really cool to watch. So.
Yeah, I think that just that background as a whole is coming together. Of course, I tend to lean on the other side of the football family Robinson and hype of Miles Robinson, and I'm like, of course he got the stupidest red card. He got caught 2 yellows against Mexico when he missed the Jamaica game, and like, I think like. He's had a run like through most of the summer where it's like if he starts, I think they've only given up like 3 goals, if that. And I'm like, this like he's just lights out whenever he's back there. And I'm like, and it's reached a point to where I think that with Berhalter, he's like if he's healthy and he's available, he's in there. That's like first on the board right up.
I agree. That's all I have for it. I agree. It's just when it's facts, it's facts. Facts, it's facts. Y'all get to see him every weekend and week out, so y'all know best. But
and that's another thing because like I couldn't really trip too much about him getting a red card against Mexico. So I was like, okay, he misses Jamaica, but then he's healthy for NYCFC this weekend. So I'm like, hey, it's cool. He's already back here in the A. chilling, got his lemon pepper wings. He probably watched the game and said, "Hey, we good. It's all good. It's all completely good." But no, I mean, like, just give us some feedback as far as like just like how that whole vibe was in Cincinnati. Because again, given how this is like their first time hosting a qualifier, it was like, there was a part of me that said, you know what, I kind of wish it was at Old Crew Stadium. I kind of wish it was, because like there's something about that intimacy there that you just can't beat. But nonetheless, like just the energy was still dope.
For me, as long as it's in Ohio, I'm cool with it. I mean, I feel like I honestly am one of those people that like watching that match a lot of different places. But at the end of the day, when it comes to World Cup qualifying, bring it here. You can move the like Gold Cup finals different places. You can move League Cup places. Like I would love to see it in Minnesota at some point. But World Cup qualifying, Ohio's that spot.
So. Shoot, they should go ahead and just try to do a Gold Cup final in Cleveland. Just call it a day. Be like, hey, we good. But no, I'm glad you had a good time. Like, we're gonna take a quick break because like we're gonna go across the river and talk about Kentucky because the NWSL final is this weekend, and I think we might have some extra company for this. I don't know if she watching or not, but we'll be right back. Get a quick word from our homies at 2 cents and stick with us. And we're back. And one person that actually won't be back for a minute, and we got to extend our congratulations is to the Queen herself, Miss Crystal Dunn, who announced earlier this week, well, over the weekend, that she is expecting her first child with her husband Pierre. The baby's going to be due May 2022. I mean, I'm going to assume that this was pretty much planned because I mean next year there's no Olympics, there's no World Cup yet, so you kind of afford to take that time off or whatever. And she's definitely wanted, like, I want to see how better she gets when she starts developing that mama strength. I'm like, yo, like she about to be an even bigger beast. So it's but of course her club team could have used her over the weekend because we're about to head up into the NWSL Championship this weekend, and lo and behold, the top seeds are not in the final.
Gotta love it.
Both OL Reign and Portland got knocked out over the weekend by Chicago and Washington. And I don't know why she's over here just low key just looking above us, like she like the eye in the sky. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring her on.
Oh shit!
Oh. I was like, hey, I jumped.
This guy was up there cutting them crack, and she was like, "Oh,
low key scared me. I'm not even gonna lie."
Got the eye in the sky.
Hey, Greg, you just got to gif that moment. I'm like, oh.
That scared me too. Shit, I was like, wait, what?
We live.
She was like, "Oh, we doing a segment. I'm just here for vibes."
No, I mean, Shea Butter got to get ready for this weekend, and so there's no show this weekend. So I'm like, yo, we got to at least get a little bit of moisture this week leading up to the final. And like what was wardrobe change? I see you. I see
y'all
you.
at home though.
I
y'all
see
at
you,
home
Mayor, with the wardrobe change. Okay, but so yeah, we had Washington, Chicago. Washington went to
the OL Reign, to Tacoma.
Yeah, they went to OL Reign, and then Chicago went to Portland. And give us some feedback. What happened? What's good?
I mean, which game?
Both of them. BOFFUM, both of them.
Well, so I had said this would happen. I mean, Sills wasn't trying to, because Owen Wright's our team. She was trying to be in denial. I said this could potentially happen. That was probably the most shocking, but it happened how I thought it would happen. If they didn't come out, Owen Wright came out kind of flat, and then they got some energy, but they didn't have, we want to win a championship energy. And so they was being cute. They was up here styling and profiling. I'm like, kick the ball in the net. You can do that when you up 7-0. But they was up here, like, honestly, the game never should have, Washington should have won that game. All right, should have won. That's one. And two, I mean, yeah, Washington capitalized on mistakes, basically. And yeah, Trinity Rodman should be the MVP for that team. Or Andy Sullivan. They did what they had to do. They got Trinity scored, then Ashley Sanchez scored. So that was it. And it was like, you knew it was over because it was like the ancestral hand was just keeping the goals out the net, man. It was like, dang.
Ancestral hand?
I know, right?
That was just to block it. I was like, dang, like, what's going on? And so it was like, yeah, because Leslie May should have had like 3-4 goals. Marazan had like, I was like, just shoot the ball. So
hey,
that was
Grego, I need you to do a picture of a soccer goal and just a black hand going over it. I need that to help out. Just be like that and a black hand.
And I was like, what y'all doing? They love y'all, man. Why you gotta? The ancestors came out though. They was blocking shots. I was like, even Pino, she missed shots. It was just like right there. It was just like, damn, bruh. So yeah, they lost. Then Sills was upset. So yeah. But so Washington, yeah, they're going. The other game was it wasn't a shock to me because I was like, Chicago is built in a way where their defense could carry them. I was pissed off about Mallory Pugh. I ain't gonna go there though. But her not being in the play, everybody thought it was gonna be over. But I was like,
you had Pugh out, you had Casey Kruger out,
right.
One more out too, right?
Yeah. What's his name? Staples. She was out, and she was important too. But I was like, you know what? Defensively and midfield wise, for the time, there was a yesteryear. In the yesteryear, I was a Chicago Red Stars fan.
Long time ago.
Long time ago, until they traded the homie. But even then, it was frustrating because they didn't have all the pieces. But he finally, Rory Dames has a team where he got the back line, he got the midfield. It's just somebody just put the ball in the net when it needs to happen. And then they remembered who Katie Johnson was. She used to be balling on the Mexican national team, and she came through. And then who was that? Warmo. She scored too. But I wasn't shocked because again, Portland had been getting away and winning games. You know, just throwing up whatever kind of lineup. But they really missed Crystal. Like Crystal probably was a low key MVP on that team, including Angela Sullivan, yes. But also Crystal Dunn, because she would do stuff. She would make up for when Lindsey Horan was in midfielding. And then also she was defending and creating at the same time. But them also not playing Simone Charlie initially was interesting. They waited too late to put her in. But yeah, it wasn't a shock because defensively, I mean, Chicago is the best in the league. And in their midfield with the double sixes, they were shutting all kinds of stuff down. So it's not a shock. But yeah.
I don't know if you have it. Wolmo was the one with the high angle shot, right?
Yeah.
Like, Portland's keeper, like, she created like this the most epic GIF ever. Like when she tried to save it and she missed it. I mean, like she had like the slowest drop down to the ground. I was like, yo, I hope somebody out there has a GIF. If we do, I will have it up here on the show on YouTube because like that thing was the funniest shit ever. But yeah, I know like so like we have Chicago, Washington this weekend in Louisville. Are you who else is coming? Because I don't know if y'all noticed that we're going. Like FTC's coming, 2 Cents is coming. Who else? Like, are y'all coming, Skye?
So you see what happened was, I am in Los Angeles, and that is expensive. I still have to go to Atlanta. Yeah, I don't got the PTO for that. Over the coordination, and the flights are expensive, and I am trying to find some new opportunities. So, no, I'll be there in spirit. I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be awake at 9 a.m. to watch this game.
Dude, like, I mean, 12 o'clock, at least they moved it from Portland.
That's true.
Because, I couldn't even imagine how that was going to work if they had kept it out there for 12 o'clock Eastern start time. That just, nothing about that makes sense. But you making that ride, Ty?
I literally am looking at flights as we speak. I just texted Al. I was like, I'm not driving. So if I go, I'm hopping on a plane.
You know how it is,
on
Yogi.
the USMNT black card or no? Y'all laughing. I'm dead ass serious. I need to know this or not.
You know what? We will not confirm or not. You know what? Let me figure out how I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna get there somehow.
Oh, so they got you on a budget. See, you see how they treat a black man?
I'm saying. But also coming with us this week, and of course, is our sister Kaya McCullough. Of course, for those of y'all who've been following the story, with experiences with Washington, and of course their own experiences since all this stuff has come out, with the process of selling the team and everything. What's up,
Grego? You don't got to say nothing. You don't got to go into deep shit. I just want to say this: anyone that got beef with Kai, just know I will pop the trunk, and I got something in there that sings like the Mississippi Grand Choir. So just watch what you say. That's all I gotta say. Continue what you were saying, sir.
But yeah, we definitely got her back up in Louvegas, even though Skye doesn't like that.
Like, what is it? Let me not do it, because then y'all gonna be upset. They already got us banned out the stadium because we clowned them grandma kids. But still,
God.
is it Louvegas because they got the racetrack situation?
No, just
it's literally the school. Like, what? Okay, my bad.
For certain cities where just there's not a whole lot going on, you got to spice it up a little bit. You got like, hey, Huntsville, Starkville, like get a little spice on it, and
all the villas y'all got like little city issues.
Like the only bill I know of that's even remotely popping like that. Maybe Duval, Jackson. That's about it. And that's only somewhat because of course that's just light work for Florida. That's just light work.
Yeah, that's light work. Light work.
So we're planning on having a good time. Hopefully we see you guys there out here at the culture. Don't be shy. Because L's cool. I'm cool. Ty's cool. I know. I try to get Yogi to come, but Richmond's busy.
In these streets, and ain't nothing in Louisville for me. I am fine.
But before Skye gets back, we're like, how are we looking as far as predictions for Saturday?
People might think Washington wins, but I think because Rory Dames evolved. Because he says something. He did move Morgan Control from the 6 and put her at the 10 because they didn't have Mallory Pugh. Mm-hmm. Because he evolved and he didn't repeat. Because he literally referenced the 2017 playoff game that had pissed me off. That's part of why I had been doing with Chicago Sky. Because when they lost that game, because they had Kristen Press in the back, all the way playing like damn near defensive midfield until the end of the game, they lost that game. I think he learned his lesson. So I think somehow, some kind of way, Chicago wins because Sarah Gorge scores the winning goal. There we go. And she lays baby hairs and looks at the camera.
So that's them baby hairs, I tell you. So that's 1-0 Chicago.
I don't know. It could be. I'm not gonna say.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll talk about later what I predict as a score.
Yes. Make sure y'all listen to.
I think history repeats itself in a good way for Chicago.
Yeah, make sure y'all listen to Shea Butter this weekend post final because they'll definitely have plenty to say. What you got, Yogi?
I gotta go. I don't know. It's Washington, Chicago, right?
Yeah. Any, mini, miny, mo.
I go with Chicago because Washington was talking greasy to Kai, so I can't bang with that.
What you got, Ty?
I said Chicago 2-1.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's right.
We give you score predictions too.
Yeah.
Oh, Chicago 4-0. I'll take that.
Oh shit.
Ooh.
The abuse. The
Okay.
abuse.
So you said an ass whooping.
Yeah, we bringing out brooms by the 60th minute.
What you got, Mayor?
Well, I'm going to go the opposite.
Oh.
I'm going to go Washington. The team who
There's always one black person that differs from the group. So this is really happening.
I'm going to go the opposite. So, that's where I'm at. So, what's that? 3-1?
Okay. Yeah, I'm on the same boat as Yogi. As long as Bob went on that bullshit with that selling the King, I can't get down with that. Even though I got much love for always with Rose Room. Chicago 2-1. Yeah. So again, we'll definitely have more on that. Shea Butter will definitely have a lot more on that. Of course, congratulations need to go out to Caprice Tedesco for winning Defender of the Year. Who else won? I forgot who won Keeper of
Just
the Year.
Fishlock. I don't think they did Keeper yet.
But they haven't?
Nah. Jessica Fishlock won MVP. However, Mal Pugh and Mitch Purse were 2-3 in rankings. I thought they were going to split. I have a whole
That's a whole rant. That's a rant
waiting to happen. Because people had some feelings about it. People who didn't have a lot of melanin had some feelings about them two being 2-3, which it was
we don't care what they think.
But it was like
we got feelings about them not winning. And so what's up?
That too. Although Caprice is adjacent, Shea Butter adjacent. She deserved because no Caprice. Well, just Fishlock, she was balling though. I could live with that one. Actually, I saw that because I figured they were gonna split because Mallory and Midge were gonna split, and then the fourth person was gonna take away votes. Because Angela Salem should have been higher than Ashley Hatch, but that's another story. But and then the last one, Laura Harvey won Coach of the Year.
Cool.
Although Rory Dame should have been nominated because for as much as we give him crap, he coached this year. Mm-hmm. Who saw that? Who saw that W coming to your Portland? Did you feel good when they lost like that? Did it?
I mean,
I need her Twitter. Y'all know who I'm talking about. I need her Twitter.
Here you go.
Did she block you?
No. She gonna block me when I tweet at her.
This dude dumb. But yes, Skye,
I think I'm joking.
I think it's my seeing you in normal clothes, so I'm glad to see you.
Bro, she was over there cutting the crack. I want you to know that. She was up there cutting the dope.
Who was the I'm up there drinking my healthy drink. I'm drinking healthy. I'm drinking healthy. I didn't know you was gonna pull me on.
She can do lunges now, like to the stallion season's coming.
Yeah, it's a stallion season. We eating healthy. This is a kale shake.
Yeah, you gotta do lunges when you out here carrying bricks.
Hey, gotta move that weight.
But
she ain't deny it.
Move that dope. Yeah, I always carry. It's like what Jack Hall said. You always got that crack. Cooking the crack.
We all low key drug dealers in the podcast community. That's the reason why we do these shows.
Yeah, that's what you slang the crack. You slang it in the form of soccer commentary.
Oh God! And before we let you go, Falcons need work. That's all I gotta say.
Why you gotta bring them up? Do that? Why you gotta do that?
Oh God!
I didn't see. I was gonna look. They gonna get whooped tomorrow because I don't know who Matt Ryan's throwing to. And y'all can go volunteer. Y'all can go be walk-off receivers.
You know what? About 30 pounds ago, I would have given that a thought because the legs can still go every so often, but now we're not doing that. So
because New England gonna put like 5 people on Kyle Pitts. Who is he throwing to? You don't have half the defense on Kyle Pitts.
Oh, God.
He gonna throw to an O lineman.
Might as well. Oh yeah. Did you, Yogi? Did you see your boy playing for Miami that tried to score that touchdown?
Hey! I loved it. Loved it.
Oh God! All right,
they should have counted it. It was being scared.
He tried to that flip, yo, you can't make that shit up, man. But yes, we will catch you this weekend on the pod, Skye, and again, Shea Butter FC, y'all. It's the real deal.
Yeah.
The realest of deals. I've literally been kind of preaching the gospel of Shea Butter recently because it's it. That's serious. It's it. I'm not even saying it to speak. Cool. I'm saying it for real.
But yeah, there's so much that we can cover. But of course, before we get up into down, of course, still just wrapped up with the Ronaldo and Crystal Dunn Legends of the Hoodie Culture. I'm actually going to hold off a week for the next drop because, of course, with Thanksgiving coming up, we got sales coming up next week that we got to announce. I'm like, yeah, we'll just knock it all in one swing. So, you know what? We sticking those on for one more week. So Ronaldo and Crystal Dunn, make sure you get it before it's too late at ftutd.myshopify.com. Get your name sets. Get your. Actually, we're in the middle of just a whole lot of redo, but yeah, we still got the merch up. Get it while it's still there, and all that good stuff, and keep supporting the team. Keep supporting 2 Cents. Keep supporting Can I Kick It. Keep supporting Unfiltered Kaya. Also, check out also on the 2 Cents Network, Loose Change. You got a little bit on that, Ty?
So that's our new basketball podcast. So 2 Cents CEO Christopher Scott's on there, Willie Scott, and I cannot remember the third guy's name. I haven't met him yet, but it's honestly just everything we do is unfiltered, everything we do is real, and we're bringing those same thoughts to the game of basketball. So we're here for it. Yeah,
they just had their review episode of the new NBA 75th anniversary city uniforms. I'm gonna give you just a quick little feedback on my end. There's a lot of mashing up going on with all the uniforms. Some are worked out pretty well. Some not so much because they were trying to do too much, trying to mash all of them up together.
I need Orlando to drop this orange line. Whatever it is, I need him to drop it. It's trash.
I get it at the same time. Orange is not the magic, so
no, it's not. And ever since we started doing it, we've been hot trash. So I need us to drop it.
I mean, as compared to before, we got hot garbage. So it's all good.
Yeah, but at least we was finishing in the playoffs. Now we just bottom of the conference and can't get the number 1 seed, so we stuck.
It's tough times, but I definitely feel you on that. But yeah. I'm trying to think what else we had. I feel like we had something, but you know what? It's all good. Let's hop up in this 2 up and 2 down. My dear mayor, are you in the runoff in Atlanta this year?
I am not in the runoff this year, but I do have some good news. Speaking of mayors,
let's go.
You got a baby on the way.
So say it again.
You got a baby on the way.
Oh no, not around here. No, sir. No.
That's Kasim, not us.
No.
Anytime a black man said, "I got some good news," that means the baby on the way.
Well, the good news today, Emma, I'm going to do 3 up, 1 down. Actually,
okay.
Since you wanted to segue to mayors. Speaking of mayors, Boston has voted their first black mayor.
Yes,
which is awesome. So kudos,
especially given the behavior known in Boston. So that's definitely big.
So that is amazing. Second, no. Before I go on, first of all, it's his first black mayor. But if I'm not mistaken, it's a woman.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So kudos to that. My other up is about Howard. So finally, after all of these weeks of protesting and speaking out about conditions around their campus and just making life better for them in their environment, they finally reached an agreement after months of protesting about school and living conditions and things like that. So, when you're together and you're unified, just like we are on this podcast, you know what I'm saying, things can move. So That's another one. I'm going to actually skip to a down, and then I'm going to come back to a up. You'll see why. My down for the week, I actually heard about Kool-Aid. So Kool-Aid has been
whatever you got to say, keep it to yourself, bro.
No. This is pertinent information. Kool-Aid has been recalled for potentially having glass and metal in the powder. So if you have Kool-Aid in your pantry, I would suggest you go and look up Kraft Heinz, look up your UPC codes, and see if your products are within the date range of best when used by June 13th, 2023. And
they don't fit Black Beauty.
This is low key.
We gotta protect our people, man.
This is low key the blackest PSA I've ever heard. Like legitimately.
Thank you, Ty.
It's much needed. I mean, this is information that's valuable, but it's the blackest PSA I've ever heard. Hey guys, check your Kool-Aid. Kool-Aid might be fucked up.
that is what I use my 2-ups for. 2-ups, 2 downs for. Give something.
So now I got to stream my Kool-Aid package.
Right. So I'm gonna go back to my last up, and you'll appreciate this, Yogi. You know who's still number one?
Who?
Them dogs, baby. Dogs.
And you know who out here celebrating wins against Sanford? Florida. Damn mother out here crip walking, giving up 52 to Sanford. It's a goddamn shame.
Dude.
You know what? Why y'all over here talking all that shit?
No, it's not for you, Grego. Really, all the shit talking is for Pat. Because he want to talk all that crazy mess out of his mouth. We out here busting Florida in the mouth.
No, the funny part there was that the basketball team, they played over the weekend. I think they played no, it wasn't actually it was Florida State, and the score was only 4 points off of the score between Florida football and Sanford. It was like because his football score was 70-52. I think it was like 71-55. Like, dude, like I really, you know, y'all got that one.
And I told you, I know you didn't wake up Saturday and expect for Florida to have to put up 70 points for y'all to just escape that game. Like
Emory Jones set records for total offense, and I'm like, against Sanford, like, and we almost lost. Like,
if I was y'all,
at one point that game was 49-42.
Rolling out of there,
dude. Like, I can't.
No, keep him. Give him an extension.
He got one. He got one last year.
The sad part is, like, if you go into like the Florida chats and there's like the people that they suggest to replace Mo, and I'm like, y'all are just not serious right now. Like I can't do it right now. Like,
yes, they said Charlie Strong, didn't they?
No, but he was brought up. They also brought up, of course, Lane Kiffin. They brought up, dude. This is where we are. This is where we are right now.
All right. Keep going. I need to hear this.
And the one of this came out of left field. People talking about this last night. Hugh Jackson. And I'm like, do we even want coaches that are good right now? If this is who we're suggesting, I'm like,
y'all trying to hire the wrong black man,
dude. Like, the big right now is just so unserious. Like, I just can't do it. What else you got, Rashad?
That's my 2 up, 2 down. Right. Really 3 up, 1 down. But who's taking it next?
You got the capo boss up on deck. What's good?
I'm a drug dealer, low key, sir. Okay, I need you to fix my.
I know you got the headband. Like, you probably got the machete. You going.
Teacher by day, high end drug dealer by night. Okay,
you got
podcaster in the afternoon.
Bad man.
Okay? He's going full jam rock. He'd have stabbed a Jamaican.
The typical Jamaican with 8 jobs and you don't know where the money is. He's just like, I work. All right. Oh man, my 2 up, 2 down. I'm starting with my downs. Get those out the way. Then we go in the ups. First down. Avon Magaleras has retired. for the Richmond Kickers. He's played for us for 3 years. He's a player that I have grown to love. And it's kind of sad. It's not something that gets talked about a lot in lower league soccer, but a lot of guys end up retiring because they don't have any more left in the tank, but it's because they find better job opportunities or because the money just isn't there. And that's something that really needs to change. And I really hope that USL, they already have the CBA in structure with the USL Championship. I'm really hoping that sets the precedent for USL League One, the Women's League, and USL League Two, so we can protect these players, make sure they have a living wage and an affordable housing to live at, first and foremost. Because it sucks when you have to end your childhood dream because you're not being paid enough to provide the bills that are coming into you. So that's one down. The second down, Kyle Rittenhouse fiasco that is happening in court is a complete travesty that is happening. First and foremost, the judge is a complete and utter joke. Letting his cell phone go off in the middle of the court, letting Kyle Rittenhouse choose through which, okay, for those who don't know, I know a lot of people got pissed off about it, but those who don't know, that is actually something that can happen. But normally it takes place in the office courts, where you did pick the jurors who was going to do the final prosecution. The fact that he was allowed to do it is just unserious. And then also how the judge had just acted this entire court case. Like, I really wanted to be thrown out for mistreatment in the courts, but I know that it's not. And I really hate the fact that he's going to get off scot-free. But in the court of public opinion, we all know that he's guilty. We know what he's done. And to be real with you, I can care less that he's 18 or 17 or whatever. He knew what he was doing. His parents knew what he was doing. And he's going to get dealt with properly, whether that's in the streets or when he dies and goes wherever he goes. It's going to happen. Karma's a bitch and it's going to catch up with you eventually. So now that I got those out the way, I'm going to go with my two ups. First up, we got the USL League One Final. Union Omaha versus Greenville is the final we've all been waiting for. It's going to be an amazing game. Even if you're not a fan of USL League One, I advise you to watch this final because Union Omaha scored 6 goals against Tucson. And Greenville is coached by a USMNT legend, John Harkes. Greenville has probably been the best team in USL League One the last 3 years. Year 1, they got to a final. Year 2, they won the championship. And year 3, they're back in the final. It's 5 p.m. ESPN Plus Eastern Time. Watch the game. And also, this is not one of my one-ups right now, but bonus. Shouts out to Cal and Ebony. We've been doing Walking 90, which is a show, bi-weekly show covering USL League One. And I wanted to say, like, without them, that show would never happen. It's been dope because we have literally covered every game in USL League One. We've had a great time of doing it, and it's 3 black people covering the league. That's something you really see.
Oh,
and then my last.
I was going to say, there's one big one. Get that out.
Well, now I got another update. Before I get to that one, the Spider-Man trailer just dropped. So we need to hurry this up because I need to go watch this.
You stole that from me. That was going to be one of my ups, but I haven't watched it yet. So,
well, you can still have it. You can go a little bit more in depth.
Because he got a big one. Yeah.
Thursday, this coming out Thursday. I don't know when Greg was dropping this. Greg might wait a week. He might do this on Thanksgiving. Who knows? When Greg will get time.
Sure.
Grego has grown from when we very first started. Grego will record a show. We didn't know when it was coming out. We just knew it was coming.
The podcast always came out on time. It's just YouTube. Like, so we tightened that up.
On this Thursday, you can catch it on the Can I Kick It feeds. We have a live interview with Mr. UN's team himself, Kobe Jones, where we talk about his career, how he ended up in Brazil, his various nicknames, how he got his dreads, look how he felt they were, and a whole bunch of other stuff. But make sure to check that out. Support us, love us. If you want to become a supporter of the show, hit me up. I love money.
Oh, God. I'm going to go ahead and have Todd Billion piggyback off of that.
Yeah. So let's start with my downs. I don't think I got top of this last week, but for me, it actually might ruffle some feathers. I hope not. Chris Mondolowski retiring, low-key made me sad. Low-key legend. not even low key, very high key. I just have enjoyed his whole story, his whole trajectory. I'm also one of the people that does not give him shit for the 2014 miss. Like, it happens. I've been there. Many players have been there. I think people hate it because like it was such a Wondolowski moment. Like his movement is immaculate. He found himself there and it happened. But the way he did the bounce back and still, as a human being, still does do what he does is amazing. Which goes into one of my ups. I love that he's still going to be around MLS. I'm hoping to meet him next year if we travel to San Jose. He's going to be in the front office with, I think he's like the general manager's assistant or right hand man, something like that. Okay. So I love seeing like people from, I don't even say just the community, but like the culture of that club stay around for that club. I love seeing that. So that's one of my ups. Second down, we're going to try to stay positive. So we're going to do two more ups. Can I do that since we can do that? So the first ups is, honestly, Canada soccer is on the up. Like, I'm watching it on my phone right now. The fact that they're unbeaten in this round right here, they're right now having Mexico in their house, and they're owning the fact that it's their house. It's so neat to see that renaissance. I'm really excited to watch what they do. I've got to even connect.
Can we talk about the weather up there right now? Like how insane it is right now?
This is their USA Costa Rica game, and it's not even like, I heard it's colder, but the snow's not out there. Like, they cleared it out, but this is real. They showed the Mexican bench all like in blankets, and I was like, now you gotta take an L. You gotta take an L now. Like, y'all cuddled up in some onesies. An L's gonna happen. But yeah, just shout out to that program for what they're doing. And then the last L will be, honestly, this is gonna sound super cheesy. This is now my second week with and this new Cultureverse. For what's to come, I'm really excited for what's to come in 2022. With this whole lineup we've got. I mean, the guests we're going to bring on, the content we're going to talk about. Honestly, Grego, like, I'm super honored that you even asked me to do this. Even Yogi, you've asked me to be a part of this stuff. It's really humbling for me, but I'm really excited. So I'm really excited to be just a part of this whole sphere. Even though y'all claim I've been doing this, this is really special for me. So there y'all go. And yeah, Spider-Man, new trailer's out. The world's healing. I'm excited to go see that. So go from there.
Yeah. I mean, you know where you stand with us. I mean, like I see the work. What you're doing with the crew. However we can help. Of course, we're always down for that. And just like I said, you and Donald, man, it's y'all neck and neck, man. It's right here. But yeah, my only downs are still the same downs from last week. Just as far as Florida sucks. Actually, wait. Before I do have one quick up for Florida. Shout out to my homegirl 80 in Footy Mob, who was out in Florida over the weekend and caught me this very nice Florida scarf. It's about the only thing that looks good about Florida right now, because the football team is just ass right now. But at least the scarf looks good. So shout out to them. Of course, shout out to Featherstone, Santa United, Bluff City Mafia, Borough Boys, and all that stuff. And of course, we already gave a shout out to the Tigers supporters group last week. But yeah, like that's really all the downs I got. Of course, as far as the ups go, of course, we already talked about Silk Sonic earlier in the show. Like, again, that is full brown liquor. That's a whole brown liquor album. That's not even a Henny album. That's a Cavassier album. That's like
having a baby and then forgetting you had a baby.
That's like, get the Cavassier. We're about to get into the conversation pit and talk about vibes. That's really it. But like I said, that's a 5-button minimum, if not the whole shirt unbuttoned. That's the only way to listen to this album. That's just the only way.
Well, gold link chain. Make sure you got that too. Get your chain on.
Oh yeah.
Also, you can't text your side piece while listening to that album. Don't text your side piece. Mess around, saying the wrong thing. You caught up in these streets.
Oh man. My other up really is just more so Cam Newton is back in the streets and back in Carolina. I did not think this was going to happen this soon with Carolina, but hey, I guess they weren't too happy with Darnold, and I can't even remember who number six is for Carolina, but they said, hey, we got to throw up the Superman sign, and Cam is back in Uptown. So, and then they actually smoked Arizona over the weekend. I was like, oh, so like that impact was immediate. So, shout out to Uptown Cam, and again this weekend, looking forward to our trip up to Louisville. It's going to be me, Ty, L, Kaya. 2 cents about to represent big time up in Louisville for the final again. Hey, like I said, we're pretty chill. We're pretty excited to be up there. So yeah, don't be afraid to speak. Like whether it's Chicago, Washington, or everyone in between. Feel free to. I keep knocking my mic for some reason, but my bad on that. But yeah, feel free to hit us and everything. But yeah, man, it's really all I got. So I'm looking forward to this weekend. So hopefully you guys will enjoy yourselves this weekend as MLS comes back to the playoffs this weekend. NWSL Finals this weekend. USL League One Championship this weekend. I know championship is actually next weekend, Thanksgiving weekend. But yeah, man.
Louisville's going to be playing in it. So
maybe.
That's going to be a vibe. That's going to be a vibe if they win.
But as always, you can catch us on the socials at FTC.
UT.
Better. Okay, what's the
he has
it's getting better, but Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We actually did upload something on TikTok at FTC UTD Pod. So hey, you never know what might happen. But where can they find Can I Kick It, Yogi?
On Twitter. Don't follow me personally on Twitter. I recommend
that's that smoke waiting to happen out there. Just leave it.
Now, if you 21 and up, follow me. But anything below that, it's a risk on your own.
Oh God.
You might mess around and get any and everything. Yeah, you can follow us on Twitter at CIKIFC.
And where could they find 2 Cents, Ty?
Yeah, 2 Cents Sports or 2 Cents FC on Twitter.
Indeed. So again, these games about to get lit this weekend. We're going to get lit this weekend. Hopefully you guys enjoy yourselves for Mayor, for Ty, for Yogi, for Skye, for Coach, for L, for Chris, for Sills, for Kaya, for all of us. The culture is real. Culture's everywhere. Oh, matter of fact, shout out to Football Stadium Prince for Eddie Pope's shirt. Like that. OG out here up in this game. So yes, footballstadiumprince.com. Get shirts like legend shirts like this and enjoy your football. But yeah, we will see y'all next week, and we out.
FTC UTD.